Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's performance of Treasure Island. When the drama department first decided to put on Treasure Island as our spring performance, I knew that this would be a daunting task. Putting on a production like this is never a one-person endeavor. And while I stand before you tonight, there are many people who had an instrumental hand in putting this program on. I must thank Lindsay Donovan for designing and creating costumes that you will see here tonight, as well as acting in tonight's performance due to COVID. I would also like to thank Alyssa Langdale for our lighting and sound, her brilliant lights and sound. And I would also like to thank our director, Mr. Fred Barrett. He has taught me so much throughout this process of what it looks like to be a director, so also thanking him. Without the support of these three directors, this production would not be as great as it is today. Thank you. Special thanks to Felon Fair, Uncle Jake's Furniture Store, Lore and Candle Films, Kimberly Gran, Christopher McCann, John Jacobs, and Nikki Rincliffe. This show is the journey of two people, and those journeys are intertwined. One journey, the journey of Jim Hawkins and John Silver, starts with a longing for gold, but finding the treasure is more than just gold. While the journey shows what simple longing for treasure will do to men, 1 Timothy 6:10 states, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil." It is through this craving that some have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves with many pangs. I trust that as you follow the story tonight, you will not only see the talents of your friends and family, but you will also see how longing for treasure can change men. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for the talented actors and directors that have put in all the hard work for tonight's performance. I pray that you would just bless tonight's performance, that you will just help everyone to truly showcase what the show means to them and to everyone. And I pray your blessing over everything for safety, memorization, and a good show. In your name I pray. Amen.
Where's the map?
I ain't got it.
Where is it?
I told you I ain't got it! Ask Captain Flint. He'll tell you. Flint! Get out here!
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
For goodness sake, Flint, get out here!
Get out of the way!
No! Flint thinks God's you here. They was gonna kill me! Kill me for nothing.
Where is the map?
Map, sir.
Little piece of paper with lines on it?
Well, I ain't got it.
Think very hard about this, Jemmy.
I swear on me life, sir.
Your life! Ain't that an appropriate choice of language now, ain't it, Jemmy? Skin him alive!
Wait!
Tear the flesh from his bones,
Wait,
and his
no!
heart through his sword, and throw the whole mess overboard!
I swear to you, I ain't got it!
Who's got it then?
Bones does!
Bones is dead.
No, he ain't. You all thought he was. That night, after the treasure was buried, and the men which buried it were put to death, Bones came a-clambering over the side of the ship, and it headed towards the captain's quarters. And I stops him, like right here on this deck, and says, "You stop right there. That there belongs to Captain Flint." But he holds a knife up to me and tells me if I tell anyone that he'll kill me.
And Bones? Where'd he go after that?
He went a-jumping over the side. Ain't seen him since.
I see. And you didn't plan to meet up with him later and divide the spoils, now did you? All private like? between friends?
No, sir. I worships you. You's like my hero.
You're a good boy, Jemmy. But you're a liar! You are going to split it with him! And Bones is alive and he's got the map! Boys, kill him.
Grab the kid! Get him!
Wait! No! No, let me go! I did it for us, boys! I did it for us!
I remember it all as though it were yesterday. The adventure of my life that changed me from a boy to a man and is still changing me and will never stop. It was in the spring, and I, but 14 years old, was in charge of the family business, the Admiral Benbow Inn on Black Hill Cove in the south coast of England. I remember the date, for it was the year that my poor dear father died, a blow from which I will never recover. It was during this illness that he went to London to find a physician who might be able to save him.
The doctors are better there, Jim. I'll get through this, I promise.
Please, Father, take me with you. Please.
I begged him day and night to take me with him, but he wouldn't do it. Looking back, I can see that he was protecting me.
Take care of your mother, son. She needs you now.
I will, Father. I promise.
We received a letter 3 months later that he had died in London, in that faceless city, alone and without his son. Here was the man I adored, ate with, slept with, laughed with, taken from me in a single instant, in the time it takes a beam of sunlight to disappear over the farthest hill. Farther and gone. While he was still alive, we went everywhere together, coupled and inseparable, like Juno's swans, and if that sounds Shakespearean, it is. My father was a simple man, but he loved reciting Shakespeare, which he'd studied as a boy. He kept a copy in the left-hand pocket of his jacket, and he taught me speeches from the great plays as we tramped the downs together, braced against the icy cold. "Friends, Romans, countrymen," he would roar into the wind, and I would shout back, "Lend me your ears!" And we would laugh together, and on we'd go, line after line, mile after mile. My best friend. Soon gone, ever loved. And so it was in the year that he died that my mother said to me,
"You're a man now, Jim. I believe I can run the inn without your father, but I will need your help."
Of course, Mother. I promise you won't for nothing as long as I'm alive.
Bold words, but from the heart. And so we picked up the reins of the business and kept it pulling along like an ailing horse as best we could. Customers came, village folk, old widow Drews, who lost her astonished husband to the sea, the bailiff and his 2 sons, one good, the other not, the Reverend Mainwaring, who stood beside me at my father's funeral and held my hand, and Dr. Livesey, who cared for my father in the last months before his untimely death. And all the while, I delivered pints of ale and kept the tables clean and collected the bills, looking the other way when money was tight for this one or that one. And so on we rode, filling our lives with everything in existence that was routine and commonplace, until the day the pirate arrived.
"15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo, and a bottle of rum. You, boy, what's your name?"
Jim Hawkins, sir.
"Well, tell me, Jim Hawkins, sir. You'd get much company here at this grog shop of yourn?"
Very little, sir. The nearest town is some 4 miles off.
"Well, that's just what I'd hoped you'd say. Now move me in. I'll take the room up there of the cove in the pretty road. And you, take the chest indoors, shake a leg, and if you even think about taking a little peeky inside the chest when I ain't looking, I'll reach down your throat and cut your gizzard out, you savvy? Now, boy, I need your help.
My help.
I need you to keep a weather eye open for a seafaring man with one leg. And you let me know the moment he shows himself. You understand?
Yes, sir. Is he a friend of yours?
Friend? This man is a friend to no living creature. And if he ever turns his back on you, you shoot him till you know he's dead, and pray his ghost don't hunt you down.
Yes, sir.
I need scarcely say how the one-legged man now haunted my dreams. On stormy nights, when the wind shook the four corners of the house and the surf roared along the cove and up the cliffs, I would see him in 1,000 forms and 1,000 diabolical expressions. Now the leg was cut off at the knee, now at the hip. Now he was transformed into a monstrous creature with 6 legs, would scuffle over trees and houses. To see him thus leap and run and pursue me over the backyard of my own home was the worst of nightmares.
You boys, stop your daydreaming and get me some rum.
It's only breakfast time,
Rum,
sir.
I say, and be quick about it.
There were nights when Billy Bones took a deal more rum than his head would carry, and he would call for glasses round and then force all the trembling company to bear a chorus to his singing.
15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo, and a bottle of rum. Where are you going? Sit down now, all of you.
I do think
More
I should be
rum
going
for the
now.
whole table. There'll be no drinking alone here at this grog shop of yourn. Not while I'm still drawing breath from me plaguey lungs. Now raise your voices to God of drink and let me hear you sing it out this time. 15 men on a dead man's chest. You, and a bottle of rum. You, stop your jabbering and let me hear you sing.
Are you addressing me, sir?
That I am.
Then you are interrupting. And I suggest you don't.
Dr. Livesey, I don't think that...
And let me warn you, as a medical manner, if you keep drinking as much rum as you have tonight, the world will soon be rid of a very filthy scoundrel. Put that knife... Put it up this instant, or on my honor, you will hang by the neck at the next assizes. Now, I believe my good friends and I would like to go home for the night.
Get out, Dahlia! Go! Run, boy!
If you have any more problems with this scoundrel, get someone to come find me, and I'll come right over.
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you.
Boy, get me some rum!
Sir, you
And
heard
be
what the
quick
doctor...
about it.
Heard what the doctor just said.
Doctors is all swabs. I've been in places as hot as pigeon mates, dropping around in yellow jacks, and I lived on rum. So more rum I say. Be quick about it. Swans and blast it all. I'll wager it's the Reverend's wife with a disapproving getting a ridicule or something.
Why, hello, Billy boy. How's me old swabber, eh?
Black dog.
A black dog as ever was. Come to see his old shipmate Billy Bones at the Admiral Benbow Inn.
Speak up then. What do you want?
Well, what I want at the moment is a glass of rum. And I wonder if this handsome young lad can go and fetch it for me.
What else do you want?
What do you think I want, Bill? Why do you think we've been tracking you over half the
Go
summer
to
now?
the devil!
Go to the devil, is it? And you, the man who betrayed us and stole the map!
It's a lie! You left me for dead. You tried to cut me out of the split. So I turned the tables on you. And you're saying that ain't fair, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Bill, calm down. You're getting all excited. You're acting as if someone came here to kill you or something.
Don't threaten me, you villain.
Oh, and who am I to threaten the great Billy Bones, second mate to the great Captain James Flint? Oh, may he rest in peace.
Flint's dead.
And won't we all remember his love and kindness while among us?
Well, who's captain now?
Who do you think?
God almighty.
You know, it was him that ordered your execution, Bill. Pity he won't be here with us tonight.
Dog, listen.
No, you listen to me, Billy Bones, because you're as good as dead and you know it. So why don't you hand over the map and I'll tell them that you cooperated?
All right, I'll do it. Only I got a little wrinkle to suggest. You tell him nobody threatens Billy Bones, and that I can still beat the tar out of every one of them, and that I might, just might, consider joining up with me old crew, provided they make me captain of the ship, as I've been deserving since Madagascar. Now you tell him all that, you savvy?
Sir, don't kill him!
Come back, you coward! I'll split your gizzard! I'll cut your arm off! I'll make you widget!
Mr. Bones,
The dog, I should have split him.
what's wrong?
It's me heart, finally playing me a fool.
I'll go get Dr. Livesey.
No need. I gotta get out of here and fast.
Sir, what are you doing?
The map. I gotta get it away from their clutches. They'll send the blind man with the stick next, old blind Pew. Some say he's the horny devil himself with cloven hooves under his boots. He likes to work in the black of night, so nobody else can see him.
Is it a treasure map, sir?
Great Captain Flint's. And it's pointing to hundreds of thousands, boy. Hundreds of thousands. In golds and silvers and little trinkets made of pearls. Now take it.
Me? I don't...
You'll be my eyes and legs, boy. You'll do the finding and we'll split it down the middle.
I don't think that I'm
Take
the one
it!
Sir?
Shh. Blind Pew.
Light. I feel the prick of it on me. Skin as if there's daybreak lying ahead and calling out to me like a nice warm fire. Now any kind friend, please inform a poor old beggar man in just what part of this blessed land he be.
Admiral Ben Gunn, sir. Black Hill Cove.
Ah, now ain't that a sweet, precious voice? A precious voice belonging to a precious lad. I was a lad once too, you know, and I had a father and a mother and a voice. And I could climb to the top of puzzle trees and play lookout on the beach with me friends. The ones I had were stay at home, all snuggled up in my father's warm woolly coat, gazing at the fire and dreaming of the creation of the world and the dawning of man. Now will you please give poor old blind Pew your hand, me kind young friend, and escort me through this fine old house?
Let go!
Don't leave me to Billy Bones, or I'll break your arm and do this. Ah! Is that you, Bill? Of course it is. Because I can hear your heart pounding against your chest. Don't you move the width of an oak leaf. I may be blind, but I can hear the sound of a finger stirring across the stretch of a galleon. Oh, Bill. Bill, 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 Bill. We missed you on the ship. Something terrible, eh? Or who else did the rats have to look up to after you left? Now come out. Put out your left hand. Put out your left hand. Put out your left hand. Put it out, I say. Put it out! Now, boy, take his left hand by the wrist and bring it to my right.
I'm sorry.
Now open up your hand. Open up your hand. Open up your hand, Billy. Open it up, I say. That's the boy. Oh, she's getting soft, that old hand is. Soft as the belly of a newborn kitten. And now that that's done, I shall see you anon, Billy Bones, in that righteous place where the light shines between the just and the wicked. I wish I made stronger acquaintance to your presence, young fellow, because I cotton strongly to the smell of your hair.
What did he give you, sir? It's only a piece of paper.
The black spot. What time does it say on the other side?
8 o'clock.
And what time is it now?
It's 10 to 8, sir.
10 minutes, boy. And this place will be swarming with pirates. Captain Flint's whole crew. They'll tear the place apart and kill everything that gets in their way, including you and me.
I've done nothing.
They don't care. They'll stop at nothing to get the map, even if it means killing everyone in this house.
Mother, come down.
They could be here any second.
Mother, I'll be right back. I promise.
Those sturdy swabs, they won't stop Billy Bones, not in a month or Sundays. I see him bearing down on me in all black like the black spot itself, reminding me of all the black deeds I'd done in my life. Well, you know what? I'll do no mourning for the life I lived. Or no dying either. It ain't my care. It ain't my problem. It ain't my...
They're pirates. They're on their way. They're after Mr. Bones. He's dead. We have to go.
But you can't leave him. Jim?
We have to, Mother. Quickly. We have to go back.
Hurry up. He's inside.
Hazard, head around to the back of the house so they can't get away.
Aye, aye, sir.
Bones!
What?
There's his chest.
He's dead!
Darn your eyes, you stinking pirate. I was looking forward to killing him myself. Now open up the treasure chest and get me the map. Make it quick.
I don't see it.
It ain't here no place.
What?
Wait, look at the lining. It's been ripped out. Someone's got it already.
Who?
That little pup! It's him! I'll rip his head off! I'll pull his fingers from his hands! I'll squeeze his neck until the pus comes out of his eyes! Where is he?
What was that?
I heard something.
It came from upstairs.
Right above us.
Let's get him.
Set to it, lads!
What was that?
It's a signal from Dirk. Trouble, gentlemen.
It's the militia.
Let's budge, and quick. Meet
No.
back at the ship.
Hands! The boys are by. I just heard him. What are you doing? You can't just budge. You gotta find the boy and find the map. You can't just. You no good turn-belly swabs. You should all be wasted for turning yellow.
Jim?
Dr.
Jim Hawkins! Squire, look inside, please.
What you want?
Jim, Miss Hawkins, are you all right?
Fine.
There were pirates. They were real pirates. They were after Mr. Bones. And one of them was called Black Dog, and he and Mr. Bones had a fight. And there was another one. That was him. And he's tried to kill me.
Good riddance to him.
Oh. All safe inside. Place is a bit of a mess, though. All a rumsy derby. Spoons up. Plates. Golly. If you let me at the beggars. Made mincemeat of them. Fighting man by nature. Trained as a lad. Sword. Pike. And... Ma'am? There's a dead man inside.
Dead?
Yes. Ma'am, I wouldn't go in there if I was... Domestic instincts. Admirable.
But why tear the place down, even after Bones is dead?
Sir, I think I know, but,
This is Squire Trelawney. He's one of my oldest friends.
Pleasure.
You can trust him.
Oh, all right. Come look. I think it was this, sir.
A map!
An island, but where?
Bearings. Latitude 17 minutes, 20 seconds north. Longitude 4 minutes, 35 seconds west.
And look, there's writing on the bottom.
Instructions.
Current.
Danger. Skeleton Island.
And look right there. Three little crosses in red. And I can't quite make out what the wording is, though.
Okay, let's see. Bulk of treasure here. Signed J. Flint. Captain.
Captain Flint?
Have you heard of him, sir?
Heard of him? Heard of him? The bloodthirstiest pirate to ever troll a deck. Blackbeard. A child to Flint.
The
But
treasure?
would the treasure amount to much?
Amount, sir. Amount. Oh, there was a young lad on the sea. There was a young lad on the sea. Oh, there isn't a sailor alive who hasn't heard the stories. Pearls the size of ostrich eggs. Rubies, red as blood, of such rarity, you can't stare at them for more than a minute without burning your eyeballs. Jade from the dark green east, so pure you could see your own reflection on it. I'll tell you what this amounts to. With this map, this clue, this mere oyster of information, I will assemble a crew entire, hire a captain, find a ship, all at my own cost. And I'll hire you, Livesey, as doctor. And Hawkins, you could be cabin boy. So what do you say?
Fine.
All right. Hawkins.
Will it be dangerous, sir?
Dangerous. You think it's a simple dance to go through Bristol Harbor, through the jungle, through the sea, up a hill and clunk. I mean, I'll take this pirate treasure, but can I have another lemonade? Of course it's dangerous. Now are you with me?
I'm with you.
That's the lad. There was a young lad in the sea, there was a young lad in the sea.
So our fates were sealed. We were after treasure, and there was no turning back. That week, Dr. Livesey went to London to find a physician to take his practice, while Squire Trelawney went to Bristol to find his treasure ship. He swore he didn't call it that in public. But Dr. Livesey said, only half jokingly, I think, that the only man he feared in this enterprise was the squire himself, because he couldn't hold his tongue. I shared Dr. Livesey's concern. Well, it seemed a lifetime, but it was a mere 4 weeks before the squire wrote to say that he had acquired a ship, a schooner called the Hispaniola. Well, I said my fond farewells to my mother, and then traveled overnight by coach, and arrived in Bristol just as the sun was rising in the east. But look, the morn in russet mantle clad walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. The ghost of my father wasn't far away that morning, speaking Hamlet in my ear, and his presence gave me both comfort and longing.
Excuse me, good sir. You're looking stiff as a jigsaw you are today.
Thank you, sir.
You wouldn't happen to have a few pennies for a poor lost sailor, would you?
Oh, no, I've really nothing on me. I'm sorry.
But what about in that purse? It looks so right full of gold and silver coins.
Oh, no, there's nothing of much value in here. Someone's...
Well, well, well. Looky what the brine and bubbling sea is coughed up.
Silver!
Taking something of a shortcut, aren't we, Miss Blakely? And what be that you're clutching to your chest like the baby Jesus?
It's none of your business, Silver! Get off me!
What shall we do with her, lad, eh? Feed her to the empty sharks, or hand her over to the law so that they can stretch her neck?
I would hate to see her hanged, sir.
Right. Sharks it is, then.
Please, I can't swim!
Ugh, get out! Out! Just remember this. If I ever see your sniveling face again, the sharks will be having a dainty little breakfast treat. And believe me, they won't mind the gristle.
I'll get you for this, Silver.
Oh, make it quick, because I'm getting bored with life.
Thank you, sir.
Don't mention it, lad. Just be more careful with that purse of yours next time.
I will, sir.
And why be you here on this dock in Bristol? Run away from home to taste the sea?
In a way, yes, but not exactly. I mean, my mother knows all about it.
Ah.
I'm to be cabin boy, actually, on a ship that sails soon. The Hispaniola. I hope to acquit myself with dignity.
The Hispaniola? Well, that's the lad. Something tells me you'll do it too. You're smart as paint you are, boy. I saw that when I first set eyes on you. I was a cabin boy myself once, on a cutter in the Indian Sea, and up I rose like a phoenix from the fire to the glorious title of ship's cook, then to the quartermaster, and then midshipman on a man of war. Oh, I was a devil with the double quadrants. And I'd have made lieutenant too if I hadn't lost me leg in service of the king. Under Admiral Hawke it was. Finest sailor to ever cruised the sea.
Are you sailing with any of these ships out here?
No, lad, but don't I wish it. Nobody wants a sea cook with a game leg. John Silver.
Jim Hawkins.
Hawkins? I knew Hawkins once, but far from here. Lived in London town. Have you got any relatives?
No, not in London anyway, but my father did go there once.
Must have been a different Hawkins, I'll wager. This was some years back. Spoke of a son in Dorset. A place called Black Hill Cove.
That's where I live.
His name was Peter.
Peter? Peter Hawkins, that was my father. You knew my father.
Yes. Peter Hawkins. Well, that's right. Yes, he came for the Sawbones. Well, I'll be. Peter Hawkins. Hold on. Let me get a look at you. Why, there is a resemblance. A strong one at that. He was a fine cook he was. Ran a tavern like.
Yes, he did.
Oh, and he loved his Shakespeare. If I crammed it down my own throat as well. Oh, for muse afire would arise the brightest heaven of ascension.
Kingdoms to stage, and princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene.
Yes, Jim. We was mates, the very best of friends.
I can't believe it. My father.
Hold on a minute. Looky here. I've got it right here. He gave me this before he died.
This is it. This is his Shakespeare. It has his writing in it, right there.
I gotta confess, Jim. He asked me to hand it to you special if I ever found myself in Devon, but then I went to sea and... Anyway, it's yours.
Mine.
I beg your pardon, lad. I should have found you before this.
No. It's no... I'm just so glad that you did.
You're a good lad, Jim. Your father would be proud of you.
Jim Hawkins.
Good morning, sir.
Is something wrong? Are you...
No, I'm fine. How's the ship? Is she in harbor?
In harbor? Boy, you're practically standing at her. There she is with 2 red flags. The Hispaniola.
Looks handy as a dolphin and twice as quick.
Well, that she is, sir. Sails like the wind.
She catch-rigged.
Oh, right to the yard, like a lace handkerchief. Carries up to 200 tons. Do I know you, sir?
John Silver, at your pleasure.
He was a friend of my father's. He stopped someone from stealing my purse just now. Knocked her right over. You should have seen it.
Now, Jim, let's not exaggerate. She would have fallen over with a puff of wind.
He might have saved my life. Who knows what she would have done to me?
Now, Jim, stop it.
Do you think Mr. Silver could sail with us?
Sail with us.
Oh, Jim, what would this squire here want with a sea cook with a game leg like me?
He sailed under Admiral Hawke.
Really? Well, Hawke was the best.
That he was. Taught me everything.
And you're a sea cook?
Sea cook, quartermaster, midshipman. To be on the sea, I tend to con the why and wherefore.
I see. And you're looking for a berth?
That I am. But I ain't one to push myself.
Well, Hawkins here seems to think a lot of you. Our trouble is we've hired a captain, but he can't find much of a crew. A fellow named Smollett. Have you heard of him?
No, sir.
He's trying to assemble a crew, but he says all the sailors in Bristol are engaged.
Maybe he's asking the wrong people.
Meaning?
You've got to shoot high if you want to win the prize. And with a ship like that, you'll be needing a crackerjack crew, the best in Bristol. And I knows every one of them. I've sailed with them all. On the Swallow to the Caravan, from Malabar to the Barbary coast. And believe me, they'll make themselves ready for a good voyage. Now, where do you sail?
Secrets. I'm afraid I can't tell. But between you and me, there's a treasure involved.
Sir, I don't think you should...
Treasure?
Oh, yes, sir. Enormous. Magnificent. And it's not in doubt either. It's Flint's treasure. Captain Flint.
The pirate.
Oh, yes, sir. And the word is all over, I assure you. Don't just ask me. It's a king's ransom in jewels and gold. And we'll have it, without question.
Sir, if you'll let me, and I need to get your proxy right so I can make the bargains. I can get you the finest crew that has ever sailed Bristol Harbor, and I'll stake me life on it.
You really think you could do that?
As fast as lightning. And no rare man has the power to say, behold.
The jaws of darkness do devour him up.
So quick, bright things come to confusion. Yes, Jim. Well?
Done, sir. I like the cut of your jib, Mr. Silver. We have a deal.
And here's me hand.
So when do we sail, sir?
Well, at this point, that depends on Mr. Silver.
I can get you a crew in 3 days' time, and that's a promise.
Well, in that case, we'll sail by the end of the week. Oh, just wait till I tell Livesey. I'll go find him. Now you, Hawkins, we meet here Saturday at 3 o'clock to inspect the ship. Silver, get to work. That's the lad. There was a young lamb in the sea, there was a young lamb in the sea.
Jim, you brought us luck. And we have your father to thank for that.
We do, don't we?
Come along, Jim. I've got work to do.
As he promised, Mr. Silver delivered a crew by the end of the week. And after that, the only delays were occasioned by the arguments between Squire Trelawney and Mr. Smollett, the captain he'd hired some weeks before. Those two were oil and water and argued about everything.
And the problem this time, sir?
There is no this time about it, sir. It is the same problem I have broached before.
Which is?
I don't like this cruise, and I don't like the men.
Well, perhaps you don't like the ship, sir.
She seems a clever craft, but I haven't sailed her yet, have I?
You say you don't like the ship. Why is that?
You see, I was engaged on what we called sealed orders to sail this ship for that gentleman, when and where he should bid me. So far, so good. But now it seems that every man before the mast knows more than I do.
Meaning?
Meaning that we are searching for treasure. And as for the men, I should have had the choosing of them. I'm the captain.
Well, you had the choosing, but you couldn't find them.
You don't find a good crew overnight.
Oh, well, Silver did, now didn't he?
Not in my opinion, no, he didn't.
Gentlemen, please! Captain, what do you wish at this juncture?
First point. Right now, the men are loading the charters and blasters in the forehold when we have a perfectly good place under our cabins. Put them there so we can keep our eye on them. Second point. Squire, you have 2 of your own men with you, along with the boy Hawkins. Give them berths next to ours so that all our allies are in one place.
In other words, you fear mutiny.
I didn't say that, but I ask you to take certain precautions. Or let me resign.
Fine. Fine! Take your charges and the men and put them wherever you please. But just so you know, I'm extremely irritated. Good day, sir!
And so the time came at last for our voyage to begin. On Sunday morning, we went to church where the squire, Dr. Livesey, Mr. Silver, and I asked for a special blessing for our journey, for safety, good health, and blessed peace. That night came the final bustle of activity as everything was stowed in place. And then, a little before dawn, the boatswain sounded his pipe, and as the sky turned red with the first beams of morning, the Hispaniola headed out into the open sea to begin the voyage to the Isle of Treasure.
Jim, lad, how you be on this bright and glorious morning?
Well, thank you.
Sit, come have a yarn with old John. Nobody be more welcome than yourself, Jim. Small cheer and great company make for a merry feast.
Can I help you?
I reckon you know how to peel a potato?
I think so.
And yes, you may. Try and get just the skin if you can, Jim. Like this.
All right.
There. Much better.
Sorry that you have to do work like this all by yourself. I reckon on your ship you had assistants and scullions and things to help you with these sort of tasks.
Sorry. For peeling potatoes. Jim, lad, don't you never be sorry for doing an honest day's work. No matter the task. Why, just look at all the good we're doing right this minute. First of all, we're giving our arms and fingers a bit of exercise, making them strong as steel. All the better to do other tasks in life when the time comes along. Second, we create a thing of beauty with these here potatoes, like the good Lord done himself on the day of creation, by compounding the likes of you and me. Third, we get our mouths watering just by smelling these here perfumes, which means we're sure to do the good Lord's work at supper time and clean our plates just like our mothers taught us. God bless their souls. Fourth, we're keeping the crew which eats these potatoes strong and healthy, so that way they can bring us all home safe and sound. Fifth, we're drawing a bit of blood from our fingers now and then, so as we've never asked to play the piano. And six, we're staying out of trouble. Finally, seven, we're stealing a bit of each other's time and company to enjoy, Jim. And there ain't nothing better than that on the 7 seas.
Suppose not.
So tell me, what's there to compare to peeling a potato, eh?
You're wanted below decks by the captain?
What do you think he's after?
I'm not sure, but I think it's all right.
Well, all right, Jim, I'll be right back. And don't you go peeling all them potatoes by yourself, eh?
I won't. Have you known Mr. Silver for very long?
What barbecue? Long ain't the word for it. We've sailed from the Spanish Main to Suriname together. Knows that one like the back of me hand. Brave as a lion. Saw him lose his leg from a cannon shot off the coast of Tripoli. Mangled it were. They had to amputate it right on deck during the battle. And he just watches him do it and don't utter a sound. Now look at him. Peeling potatoes.
He seems happy with the voyage.
Well, of course he's happy. He's looking forward to getting
Getting what?
Getting to the island, that's all. So tell me something, Jim. You know I think you like a mate, just the way old John does, right? Good old Israel Hands and Jim.
Hawkins?
Hawkins, that's right. So, is it you that's got the map?
The map?
The piece of paper which shows the treasure?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you do. Does he keep it on you, in your jacket?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, I ain't had much in me life. Ain't had no schooling, nothing. But I can memorize a map in a matter of seconds. It might do us a power of good.
I really think I should be going now.
Come on, just let me see it, so I can start dreaming, making plans.
Stay back.
Just want to feel it between my fingers.
Stop it.
I just want to feel it.
Get away!
Mr. Hands! Is there a problem?
No, sir.
Glad to hear it. Now go to your duties. You too, Hawkins.
Yes, sir.
And stay out of trouble.
I'll try, sir.
The next day, I tried to tell John what had happened with Mr. Hands, but he said I must have misunderstood. I knew he was wrong, but I had no suspicion then that my encounter with Hands was merely the beginning of a longer nightmare that would end with a treacherous and bloody end. It began with a barrel of apples that stood broached in the waist of the ship for anyone to help himself to. It was after sundown on the third week of our voyage, and I thought to myself that I should like an apple before turning in. Well, the barrel was so huge I had to climb inside, and where I found scarcely any apples at all. But while I was down there, what with the movement of the ship and the sound of the water, I must have fallen asleep or was on the verge of doing so, when a noise jostled me to my senses.
I says we do it now, John, when they ain't suspecting.
Israel.
We can overpower him in minutes and kill him in seconds. But I want the captain for myself. Wondering his little calf's head off his body.
You can ring it all you like, but we ain't ready yet.
And I says, why not?
Because, you jellied eel, we ain't got the map.
We believe it's on the boy.
And what if it ain't? What if Smollett has it? Or the doctor? Or maybe they've hidden it away someplace. Then, how do we find the island?
We grab the boy and swear we'll kill him if they don't give us the map. Or just massacre them all and take it for ourselves. We have the blasters put away.
I agree. That's the plan.
Would you listen to me, you dumb pirates? God, there ain't the brains of a dying oyster among any of you. Why take that kind of risk? Just bide your time. With the likes of you, it's always hurry it up. Do it now, and the bleeding devil will take it. Which is why, when all is said and done, I'll be riding to Parliament in a silver carriage. And the rest of you, well, you'll be lined up on execution dock waiting to be hanged. Now, would you pay attention and listen to what I have to say? Nobody makes a move until we've been to the island and all the treasures on board. You savvy?
And I says that's too long to wait.
And I says, who's in charge of this operation and was chosen by all of ya?
And I says that's a mighty nice question. Maybe we ought to choose again. Maybe you've gone soft with that bum leg of yours, and maybe you ain't the man you used to be. And one day George Barry ought to be in charge.
John, assuming we wait till all the gold's on board, then what'll he do with the lubbers?
Ah, now you're thinking. Now that's a business inquiry, that is. Which leaves us with two choices. We can leave them on the island, like maroons. That was Blackbeard's way. Or we can cut them down like that much pork, like Flint would have done.
Cut him down! Hey, wait. Tom's coming.
Is he with us? Did you ask him?
I did. He ain't decided yet. Tom, over here.
Well, how's old Tom, eh?
I'm fine.
We're having a meeting about you know what.
I figured.
Right now, we're talking about money. Right, boys?
Yeah. Money. Love money.
Which might just interest you. Who knows, eh? You see, us gentlemen of fortune, we make money, and lot of it. We live rough, and we risk swinging, and by the end of the cruise, it's hundreds of pounds a line in our pockets. And we eat like potentates and drink like the laughing gods. We live in mansions like the Duke of Buckingham and go on adventures like the Three Musketeers. Ha! Back at home, I have my own barber, which shaves me face and clips me hair. My own cook, who makes me partridges and berry sauce. My own tailor for me duds. And a man I pay who's old and blind to sit and lull me to sleep while he tells me the Arabian Nights on my own satin pillow. Now, you're young and inexperienced, but you're smart as paint you are. I saw that when I first set eyes on you. And so I'm asking you like a man, and I'm waiting for a man's answer. Are you with us, laddie, or not? Yes or no? But remember this, we ain't decided to do a thing yet to even raise an eyebrow, and this will likely be a nice, peaceful voyage, right up until we get home in our own soft pits.
Right. I've given it a lot of thought. But I just don't think I think my place is here, with the doctor and Smollett.
And Trelawney, I just don't think I'm cut out for a life of...
The gentleman of fortune?
Right.
Yes.
You understand.
Yes, that's understood. And I can respect that, Tom. We all can.
Yeah.
And so to you, I wish you good night and Godspeed.
Thank you.
Throw him overboard. We'll say he fell off the railing by accident.
Wait! Look! In the moonlight.
Is that the island? Someone get the captain.
No. Let's look it on the crow's nest spotted. Now, everyone quick, get to your bunks. If they see us all bunched up like a mass of clans, they'll get suspicious. Now go, get 'em moving.
As you can imagine, I felt the keenness of this serpent's betrayal to the deepest soundings of my immortal soul. For a moment, I could barely stir a finger, and then there was a sudden rush of feet across the deck and sailors coming up from the cabin below, and slipping instantly outside of my barrel, I made a dash for the forecastle, doubled back toward the stern, and then gathered our allies in the captain's cabin, where I told them everything.
Do it.
Scoundrel!
The remarkable thing is Silver has kept it so quiet.
That is because Silver is a very remarkable man.
He looked remarkably well, hanging from a yardarm.
I trusted him. He was so kind, and he knew my father.
The question now is, what do we do?
It's now or never, boys. We have the island's notes. Time to strike.
But Silver said that
Who cares what Silver said? Use your nut. We have the advantage because they don't suspect us.
But what about the map?
We grab the boy and threaten to kill him.
What if they say go ahead, huh?
Exactly.
That ain't gonna happen. They ain't like us. Get the blasters.
I say we take the blasters and mow them down.
And I say we bide our time for now.
But why?
Because we are outnumbered 3-1 at least.
Oh, these villains. I'll take 3 or 4 of them out with me.
Captain, do you have a plan?
I do. The map of the island shows a stockade and blockhouse just below the north inlet. If we could somehow get there, we might stand a better chance.
What was that? Get down! Jim, I'll cover you.
What's going on, you arrogant slobberheads? Get Silver and Bone here tight. Didn't I ask you to stand back and hold your water?
Watch out, Jim.
Now, what
idea. If I can get them, I can just talk to them. The 3 of you can get away in the longboat.
What?
It's the map they want, and that'll distract them, and then they'll get away.
But how?
There's no time to explain.
Don't be ridiculous, Jim. We'll do this together.
I'll be back. I promise.
Jim! Hold your fire! Hold your fire!
Stay back. This blaster's loaded, and I know how to use it.
Jim, lad, let's talk. Let's make a bargain.
Don't you Jim lad me. If I ever thought of you, same instant as my father, I only pray he doesn't know the shame that I've brought to his name in doing so.
Your father was a good man, Jim.
Shut up! And it's the map you want, and I've got it right here! See?
It's got the map!
It's enough!
Why, you little punk!
Grab him! Get away! I'll drop it! I'll drop it over the edge! I swear on my father's life, I'll do it! So, go ahead and shoot me, and I'll fall into the sea, and the map will go with me! And then will you be?
What is it you want in exchange for the map, lad?
Jim!
Did you make it?
Yes, we're in the water. We're shoving off.
Then I have what I want. And you all can go to blazes with Captain Flint and every other pirate who's died in your cursed trade.
Well done, lad. Well done.
Grab him! Come on! Where'd he go? Gotta be around here somewhere.
Stop it! Stop your shooting! It's got you aiming at each other, you fools! You'll be dead without the boy even lifting a finger.
He's gotta be close by. We just saw him.
You think you saw him here, and there, and everywhere. Well, let me tell you something. This island is the devil, and it'll swallow you up. And that boy is smarter than any one of you mixed together in a thin broth.
What was that?
That's gotta be him.
Come on.
We're out of the woods. We're out of the woods. Except we're still in the woods. Now ain't we?
Who are you?
Ben Gunn. Poor Ben Gunn. And I ain't spoken with a Christian fellow these 3 long years. Or is it 4? Mighty hard to tell. Can't tell.
Were you shipwrecked, sir?
Shipwrecked? Nay, not I. I was marooned.
Marooned?
Put ashore, abandoned by a crew of pirates. And I lives all these years on goats and berries and oysters. But I'll tell you a little secret. I's plenty sick of goats and berries and oysters. I lost my oyster. You see, I was gonna give it to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You see, what I really want is a piece of cheese. Has you got me on you?
No, I don't.
See, cheese was my favorite. A little roasted, toasted cheese. Like my mother used to make when I was all tucked up in me little bed at home. Oh, she was a good mother. She was. And she loved me. She did. Only, look at me now, says I. I've been a disappointment. that I have, and all I want is a piece of cheese.
I'm sorry for your hardship, sir, but there's plenty of cheese on the ship that I came on, the one out there.
And you'd give me some?
Yes, of course I would.
Cheese! I's rich! Oh, thank you, lad. You're a fine lad, no, a magnificent lad, and what's your name?
Jim Hawkins.
Jim Hawkins. Well, Jim Hawkins, howdy do. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, lad. But I'll tell you this. You better bless your stars it was you that found me. Shall I tell you why? 'Cause I's rich, lad, rich as the kings and queens of Europe ever dreamed of being. God be with them and save the queen. And you see, I's built myself a little boat, and I hides it under the white rock. Richie riches on a billy goat's hill pull you to the ground if you don't stand still. That ain't Flint's ship out there.
No, sir. Flint, he's dead. So they say. Some of his hands were on board with us on the ship, and they mutinied to get the treasure map, and now I and others loyal to the captain are on the run.
Ah, you're in a glove hitch, now ain't you? Well, old Ben Gunn is the man to save you, says I. But do tell me this. Do you think your captain would help a poor maroon if the maroon goes and helps the captain?
Yes, I would think it likely, yes.
Likely? To the tune of a passage home.
Of course he would. I can promise you.
I's free! We'll make for the seas, away from the trees, for a little fee on me mother's knee. Now, I'll tell you a story, but I'll tell you no more. I were on Flint's ship when the treasure was buried, and you see, he tells his first mate, Long John Silver, to do the job and take 6 of us along with him to do the work. And Flint, he tells him, you kill them all, leaving no witnesses to point the way. And Silver, he says, aye, Captain, I'll kill him.
If Silver's the one that buried the treasure, then what does he need the map for?
Because it's a jungle out there, you silly goose, with vines and trees and caverns. And it all looks the same to every living soul, except old Ben Gunn, who only wants a piece of cheese.
I'm sorry that...
Just look at you, the spitting image of your darling father.
My father?
Peter Hawkins. Now don't tell old Ben Gunn he ain't your father. He used to talk about you day and night, like you was the greatest living creature made by God.
How did you know my father?
We was mates on the ship, the devil ship.
My father never went to sea. He died in London.
And I suppose he would have too, if old Silver hadn't pressed him into service. You see, now that Silver was Flint's first mate, Flint was in need of a cook, and he tells your father, who he'd met in London town, come along. But your father, he says, no, not me, I ain't a-going. So Silver grabs him, and he hits him on the head, and your father awakes, staring at Orion's belt on the deck of a Bowen ship.
I don't understand. I received a letter from London saying that he died.
That would be from Silver too, I'll wager. He was a dab-handed tying up the package. Only I'm sorry to say, your father, he was one of the 6 of us who was told to bury the treasure.
So then he...
Oh my goodness, they're coming, we gotta hide! Ah!
Tell me what happened first. Wait.
Jim, is that you?
Captain Smollett?
Jim, thank the heavens you're all right. We were worried sick.
Where are the others?
They're in the stockade. I was trying to get supplies from the boat. Silver's men just spotted me.
Where's Ben?
Who?
Ben Gunn, a man from the jungle. I saw him just now.
Jim, we have to hurry.
No, I have to find Ben. He has news of my father.
Jim, do you have the map?
Yes, it's right here, but I have to talk to Ben.
Come on. Not now. We have to go.
No, I have to find Ben. I'll meet you at the stockade. Just go.
I raced through the dense woods to find Ben Gunn, but the more I searched, the more lost I became. Before I knew it, the sun was setting and I was lost in the ever-increasing darkness of the tangled wood. I searched for hours to learn something more about my father. The next morning, I awoke to a gunshot. Within moments, I realized, to my astonishment, that I was on a bluff, a mere 100 yards from the stockade. And although I was hidden from view by the trees, I could see and hear everything that was transpiring in the clearing below.
Flag of truce, flag of truce. Captain Silver to come aboard and make terms.
Captain Silver? Never heard of him. Do you give yourself a promotion so easily?
Not I, sir, but these poor lads in my crew have chosen me as captain after your desertion.
Desertion?
Well, you did leave the ship, did you not? What were my poor boys to do then? You see, it's in their nature to crave a leader. It's how they're constituted. You wouldn't deny them their nature, now would you? That would be cruelty. Let's make a bargain.
Come. My men will hold their fire. You have my word.
And your so be it is good enough for me. One gentleman to another. Now, shall we go inside where I can sit myself down and get off this poor excuse of a leg?
No. You'll stay out here. If you had pleased to be an honest gentleman, you might even have had your own galley. You're either my ship's cook and treated handsomely, or nothing but common mutineer and pirate, Captain Silver. Now state your terms.
My terms is, we want the treasure, and we'll have it. And you'd just as soon as save your life, I reckon, so I believe we have the makings of a parley.
Go on.
It is to my belief that you have a map of this island and its buried treasure.
That's as may be.
Well, it's my property, and I want it back.
Yours? I thought it was Captain Flint's map.
I'm captain now. Therefore, it's mine, by law.
And what law is that?
Well, the law of right and wrong, of course. Or haven't you heard of that one? Lord have mercy. I better be careful associating with the likes of you, or I might have me morals corrupted. Now, listen, Captain. I never meant you no harm. I'm a peaceful man at heart, a Quaker by nature. And all I crave is the piping time of peace, as the poet says.
I know exactly what you crave. But I don't care, because for now, you can't have it.
Well, that as may be. But here's me terms. You give us the map, and I'll give you a choice. You can either come aboard the ship once the treasure's loaded, in which case I'll give me word of honor that I'll clap you someplace safe ashore. Or, if that ain't to your fancy, you can stay here, on the island. We'll divide our stores, and I'll give you me affidavy that I'll send the nearest ship I find to come and pick you up. Now, handsomer than that, you won't find.
Is that all?
Every last word. Refuse it, and you've seen the last of me but charges.
Quite an offer. Now here's mine. If you so please, you'll all come up, one by one, unarmed, no tricks. And I'll engage to clap you all in irons and send you home to a fair trial in England. Or so help me, Silver, I will put a bullet in your back the next time we meet.
We'll see who takes the bullet. Captain. Jim, lad, I know you're in there. If you join up with us now, then all is forgiven. You're too smart to pick the losing side, boy. I'll be waiting for you at the camp. Remember, Jim, we're mates.
Get out.
With the greatest of pleasure. And I suggest you arm yourselves as quick as you can, because I'll be coming back in the grinding of a tooth. And them that die will be the lucky ones.
The moment I heard Silver's words and saw him stump back to his camp for a hurried conference, I knew that the only place for me was beside my friends, regardless of the odds.
Jim, lad.
There's the boy.
Jim, thank God you're right.
And you, sir.
Your charges first. I'm giving the orders here, George Mary.
Quick, start loading your blasters.
I'm going as fast as I can. Forgive me if my hand shakes a little. Knowing that 20 cutthroat pirates are out there waiting to hack me to pieces!
I think the attack, I think it could be any second now.
Oh, well, why do you think I'm sweating my guts out over these charges and... Ah!
Get down!
Stay low!
I'll cover you!
On the left!
Watch for the flank!
Sit out!
That's the leg!
Look over there! Stay down, Hans!
Look out! On your right! On your right!
Watch out, Squire!
On your left! Get down! Cover me!
Okay, over there!
We're running low on charges. Make your shots count.
Yes!
Ah!
Captain!
The captain's foot!
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's nothing but a flesh wound.
Wait a minute. Look. They stopped coming.
Thank God for that. You think they've stopped?
Impossible. There's too many of them. They're just regrouping.
I'd like to regroup them into small pieces!
You've got the last charge, Squire. It's all up to you now.
It's all right. I think I have a plan. If one of us could somehow get to the ship and cut the anchor loose, the ship would then drift to the north inlet, and we could catch it there. But they'd chase us all the way.
Oh, I'd like to chase them to Kingdom Come!
Pin him down, you swabs. Don't hang back. Keep the pressure up.
The ammunition is on.
We're out of charges.
And you know what I say to that? Huh? I say it's Providence. The divine hand, ensuring that we stand together and fight like men of the first water. Now, to the front, boys. Show me your colors and scale that wall as though your lives depended on it.
The crew has voted. You should go first, Captain.
And that I will, Mistress Steph. That I will.
Here they come again!
All right, you filthy scallywags. Time to send these gentlemen home.
Jim, where?
I ran from the stockade on sheer impulse. I remembered that Ben Gunn had spoken of a boat he'd constructed, fit for a king, hidden under a white rock. I ran like a madman along the shore of the island, praying that my scheme was not in vain, and then I saw it. A small craft, patched together by an unskilled hand, yet with every sign of being seaworthy. Without thinking twice, I leapt into the craft and paddled furiously for the Hispaniola. Captain Smollett had said that if one of us could cut the ship from her anchor, we might be saved. And that was now my mission.
Sixes. 8.
Hold it. Let me see them pasteboards. All right, deal. Two.
3. Call.
8.
9s.
Hold it. I said you're cheating.
Of course I ain't cheating. I'm a pirate. This is relaxation. I cheat for a living.
Roll up your sleeve then.
No.
Roll it up, I says.
You's just a poxy bad loser and you're seeing nothing.
And you're a cheat.
Mr. Hans! Mr. Hans, what happened? O'Brien, he's dead.
I know. I killed him.
Why?
Too good at cards.
Are you much hurt?
I'd be right enough if that doctor was on board, but I ain't got such luck. It's the story of me life. Here, help me up. Ah! God's blood, you sliced the bleeding Hauser, didn't ya?
What if I did?
You brainless lubber, we could drift out to sea!
I doubt that highly. Captain Smollett said we'll drift off to the North Inlet.
Maybe yes and maybe no. But you'd get there faster if you sailed yourself now, wouldn't ya? So I've got a proposition to make.
I'm listening.
You fetch me something to eat, make it quick, and I'll teach you how to sail from the shore like a man.
To the North Inlet?
Where do I care where you put her? I ain't got much of a choice now, has I? Do we have a deal?
We do. And take this for your wound.
You want to head up to the bridge now and release the locks.
It's done.
Okay, you want to turn her starboard now. You see how the topsail's filling up? Like the belly of a woman getting ready to bust with a whelp? That's how you want her. You want to leave it like that for a while now. And I want some grub.
Some food just down under there.
I can't get it, can I? And I want some, wine. And some beef and biscuits. You'll have to go below to get it. But that's our bargain.
You'll get what I can find quickly and nothing more. I'll be back in a moment. Here, this is for you. I found some cheese, too.
You like cheese, do ya?
Would appear so, wouldn't it? But things aren't always as they seem.
You want to head over to the tiller now. And you have to release some stays pretty quick in a minute.
What for?
If the stays are too tight, the sails won't shift properly. I would have done it myself, but I can't take a walk with this blasted wound of mine, making it to where I can hardly move at all.
Mr. Hans, stay back. I'll blow your brains out. I swear I'll do it.
Ha! Wet from the sea, you lubber!
Come on, come on.
I'm coming after you, boy!
Stay back. Come on, come on, come on.
You'll never make it! Ha! Ah!
Knowing that I'd just killed a man, I began to feel faint, and even more terrified than when the danger had been upon me. The thought of it sickened me, and yet I knew that having defended myself in a man's world had somehow altered me, that as though I'd climbed a fence and crossed from a field of flowers to a darker stand of tall, uneven trees. By this time, the Hispaniola had run aground on the North Inlet. I waded to shore without much difficulty, and after that, it didn't take me long to find the stockade, where I knew that my friends would be waiting.
Hello? Hello? Captain Smollett? Squire? Dr. Livesey?
Well, well, well. Jim, it seems you've dropped in on us. I bear that as friendly. I do.
Friendly it is. Right neighborly, I'd say.
I can tell by the expression on your face that it ain't flesh and blood you expected to find here tonight.
No, you're not. Where are my friends?
That is a good question. That deserves an answer. Now, Jim, you know I've always liked you. As a boy of good spirit, and the very picture of me own self when I was young and innocent. What we changed was innocence for innocence. We knew not the doctrine of ill-doing, nor knew that any did.
Where are my friends?
They came to us late in the evening with a flag of truce. Captain Silver, says the doctor, your men are dying. Your ship is gone and you're out of stores. Gone, says I. So I turn around, and by thunder, the ship is very well gone. So we've made a bargain, and I exchange them their freedom for all this luxury you see here. It pains me to tell you this, boy, but they didn't much appreciate your desertion of them. They thought it cowardly.
Cowardly?
I'm afraid so. And honestly, I did too.
You thought so. The man that kidnapped my father. The man that strapped him on a ship against his will. The man that put him to death rather than stand up to Captain Flint. You thought so. That's where you're cowardly. And down.
If I had a son like you, Jim, I could only dream of all the things we'd have done together. But I'll tell you what, you've got a choice. Join up with us. Take your share as a gentleman of fortune. Or don't. And walk out that door free as a bird. It's up to you.
No. I've seen what kind of choices you offer. I saw what you did to Tom Morgan when he said no.
How do you know that?
Who told him?
So let the worst come to worst. It's little I care. I've seen too many perish since I fell in with all of you. And let me tell you this, one last thing before I die. You're in a bad way. And if you want to know who it is that wrecked all of this for you, it was I. I was in the apple barrel and told the captain what I heard. I cut the ship's cable and drifted her where you'll never see her again. And I killed Mr. Hands and stopped him from saving that ship for you. And I know where the treasure is, and you'll never find it. Not in 1,000 years!
Stop for that, you little maggots!
Avast ye, George Mary! I'll show you who's captain of this ship. Go ahead, make a move. And if you do, I'll see the color of your inside before you can take another breath. And that goes for all of you. If any of you touch a hair on that boy's head, you'll answer to me. Is that understood?
Now, this crew has a right to talk now, don't it?
We claims to step outside for counsel.
We don't value bullying the Marlin Spike, and we aims to talk about it.
Them's the rules, and you can't deny it.
I deny nothing. Talk is free, and liberty is generous. Jim, lad, stand up. You're within half a plank of death, or what's worse, torture. They're already going to throw me off, that's for certain. Now listen, I've still got one more stream left to me, but we've got to stand together. We've got to stand back to back, and if it goes down hard, we go down together.
No, you think that I would stand with any man that killed my father?
I saved your father's life, Jim. Yes, Captain Flint ordered me to kill your father. Yes, I brought him to this blasted island. But after that, I set him free. Him and a fellow named Ben Gunn. I killed the other four who'd have killed me if I hadn't. And then I returned to Flint and told him that I killed all 6 of them, which was taking a proxy chance with me life, I'll tell you. But I couldn't kill your father, Jim. We was mates. He was my friend.
So then he... my father, could he be still?
No, Jim. When we were ready to make sail, he made a break for the ship, and Flint cut him down. I had hell to pay from Flint, I promise you. But it was either here or in London town, and he died like a man. I'm telling you the truth, Jim. You can see it in me eyes. Now, here come the crows. Are you with me, lad?
I'm with you. And you'd better take this.
Are you certain?
I am.
Here, give me your wrist.
Captain, I've got something for you.
And Bonnie, me old lass. Hand it over. Yes, the black spot, as expected. Wait a minute. Looky here, what is this? This here says Revelations on it. This wasn't scissored out of the Bible, was it?
That's not the point.
We needed paper. There ain't no shame in that, is there, John?
And the Lord saith unto me, I cannot bear these evil men. Ha! Now that's rather apt, now ain't it?
You told me to do it, George Mary, and I didn't want to.
They're just trying to scare you, and that's not the point. The point is you have the spot, John. Now read what it says. The part in charcoal.
Deposed. Deppossed. Is that your hand, George? Ah, you have made a fine leader of this crew. And so, according to the rules, I am to hear your grievances. Now out with them.
I'll speak for the crew.
What a surprise.
First, you made a hash of this cruise. You'd be a bold man to say no to that. Second, you let the enemy out of this here trap for nothing. Third, there's this here boy. He's the devil and you've been protecting him like his old mum. And lastly, we ain't got the treasure, John. And we ain't got the blue and map.
Point one. If it weren't for me, George Mary, there'd have been no cruise. And if you'd have stayed on the ship like I'd asked you, we'd be sitting on the ship, treasure in our laps, sailing home smooth as butter. Point two. We needed the stores in this here blockhouse, or we'd have starved to death. And point three, this boy here is a hostage, you ninny. Have you got no sense? Have you got no brains? Now, if you don't trust John Silver, now go ahead and elect yourselves another leader. Oh, one more point. Here's your precious map.
It is the map. There's Spyglass Hill, and here's the crosses.
Even so, we don't have the ship, John.
Then we find the ship, you codfish! We'll search every square inch of this island until we find it, and find it we will. I'll stake me life on it.
3 cheers for Captain Silver. Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip. Hooray! Let's go.
No one closed an eye that night as the pirates prepared for their assault on the island. And heaven knows I had matter enough for thought. And the man whom I had slain that afternoon, in my own most perilous position, and in the remarkable game I now saw Silver engaged upon. But most of all, I thought upon my dear father, and I wept for him.
Hot as the hinges of hell out here! Called a swamp, you ninny.
3 trees in a row with spyglass points, 1 point north, northeast.
There they are, 3 trees in a row.
That's not them. They're gonna be large trees, you idiot! That one's large. And the other 2 is little scrubs.
Well, I think it's this way.
1 point north,
For the love of Abraham, can't you numbskulls read a map? If we get anywhere close, I recognize it.
I'm getting mighty tired. Adults and numbskulls.
You think he was a king to Siam or something?
You know, how just falls down a hole and kills himself with a stake through his heart.
maybe that contingency can be arranged.
What are you saying?
I'm saying when this is all done over with, we finish him off once and for all. You guys grab him from behind, and I'll cut his neck and eat his pie. You're with me?
Aye. He deserves it. If nothing else for dragging us across this horrible island. It's like one big swamp. And once it gets back to civilization, I'm gonna,
What is it?
Look!
What happened?
It's unnatural. It's grotesque-like.
What sort of way is that for bones to lie?
Quick, grab a compass and gather your bearings. Pay attention to which way its hand's pointing.
1 point north, northeast.
Wait a minute. It's pointing the way to the treasure.
But how?
Old Flint's idea of a joke.
Savage.
Thank God Flint's dead.
Aye to that.
Here.
We are pretty sure Flint's dead. Ain't we?
We saw him take a knife to the back.
I saw it myself with these here deadlights.
Aye, but if ever a spirit walked, it would be Flint's. He died so bad.
Yeah, he only knew one song in his whole life. You remember that? 15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Drink and the devil had done for the rest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Lord of mercy.
It's Flint. It's Flint. Wait a second. Where's Jack?
What?
Calico Jack? Our shipmate?
I just saw him.
I was just talking to him.
Well, he ain't here now. Jack, where are ya?
Jack!
Jack, where are ya?
Jack!
Ah!
He's dead. He's dead.
Lord of mercy.
Who's out there?
All hail to the rum, all hail to the drink. Old Darby McGraw ended up in the clink.
Who are you?
Well, whoever he is, he's gonna stop laughing when I get through with him. Stand back! All right, where are ya? Where are ya, I say? As soon as I find ya, I'm gonna run you into the end of the...
She's dead.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want to make me to lie down in green pastures. You lead me beside still waters to restore my soul.
You can pray all you like. I'm getting out here right now.
There's something out there.
I don't care.
Wait! I know what to do. Come here, you.
Hey!
Stay back, John.
George Marriott.
Stay back! Whoever's out there, Lindsay, Trelawney, Smollett, show yourselves or I'll kill the boy. Give it to the count of 3. 1.
Ben, please, no!
You left me for dead on this godforsaken island!
Ben, please, he saved my life!
You could have killed me.
And you left me here with goats and berries and oysters.
I saved your life, Ben.
I told you not to listen to Flint.
The good and the bad, mate. The good and the bad.
And which one of you?
Jim! Dr. Livesey.
Hello, Jim. You look bright and nice.
I'm fine. Wait, Ben. This is for you.
Jeez!
Have you all met Ben yet?
Met him? Well, we're practically old friends already. We sport him in the jungle. We howdy do, see howdy do's back. We offer him safe passage home, and next thing you know, leads us right to the treasure.
The treasure?
You see, I dug it up 4 years ago, and I hid it in my little cave.
Wait till you see it, Jim.
It's quite remarkable.
Remarkable is one word for it. This is Olympus acquired, triumph unleashed, paradise unparalleled, and better than I ever dreamed of. With rows and rows of trinkets and jewels and emeralds and pearls and jade. Oh, there was a young lamb in the sea, the sea. There was a young lamb in the sea. He dreamed of his lassie, he dreamed of his home. Mostly he dreamed of the sea, the sea. Mostly he dreamed of the sea.
Wait. I'll help.
Thank you, lad.
Of course.
It took almost 4 days to load all the treasure onto the ship. I had never seen such riches, nor, I'm sure, had all the kings and queens of Europe, as Ben liked to call them. On the 5th day, we set sail, and as we traveled out of the North Inlet, we came near to the shoreline, and as we did, we saw the last 2 pirates standing on the sand, their arms raised in supplication. It went to all our hearts, I think, just to leave them there in that wretched state, but we couldn't risk another mutiny, and to take them home for the hangman would have seemed a cruel sort of kindness. Long John Silver, on his part, seemed as cheerful as when I first met him, and seemed to not have a care in the world for the gallows he would undoubtedly face upon his return to England. Captain Smollett, however, clapped him in irons and kept him below ships for the last 3 days of our voyage, in a makeshift prison he'd made from his old galley. It was there I visited Silver on the morning of the day we sighted land.
Jim, lad, how neighborly of you to come and visit. Pleased to be getting home, I wager.
Yes, I am. Thank you. I hope you're not too uncomfortable. I begged Smollett not to put you here.
Not at all, Jim, not at all. Little solitude is good for a man. It gives him time to think, contemplate. plan for the future, and dwell upon his sins and virtues.
There the antic sits, scoffing at his state and grinning at his pomp.
As if the flesh which walls about our life were brass impregnable. Excellent, Jim. Excellent.
I don't understand how you can be so cheerful. You could face the gallows.
That I could, aye. But at the same time, they could always pat me on the head and let me go off of good behavior. It's all part of the fun, Jim. Part of life's rich tapestry.
I've brought you something.
No.
I'm afraid so.
Oh, Jim, you scoundrel. You know, you could get in a lot of trouble for this. They could put you in jail.
They could, but wouldn't that be part of my rich tapestry?
I don't suppose you have any of that good old bounty on you, do you? Not for me, of course, but for you. All that treasure's too much of a burden for a young lad like yourself.
It's not much, but...
You'd made a fine son, Jim.
We still got time before we make port. For you to slip off the railing?
Yes. I probably should head off. Farewell, Jim Hawkins.
And you, John Silver.
And that was the last I ever saw of the seafaring man with one leg that Billy Bones first warned me of. And once again, I dream about him. This time, standing on the prow of a ship, looking out towards the horizon, smiling at whatever the future may bring. And then I know that my adventure on Treasure Island didn't end that morning on the Hispaniola, and that it will never end as long as I live.